Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time, I apologize, but unfortunately, as we know, I've been very busy and I haven't had time to do Beatstar, so yeah, it's been very quiet. And recently we found out that Beatstar is shutting down at the end of October, October 31st. Beatstar's servers are officially closing. So yeah, it's pretty tragic times for all of us Beatstar fans. So I decided to come together with some of my closest friends that I met through Beatstar and to make a little video, little talk, a little discussion about our time with Beatstar and yeah, just make a little VC discussion. I've got a list of things that I want to talk about here today. We're just going to go through each one by one. It's just a very nice improvised little chat about Beatstar, and this is kind of a commemoration to our time with Beatstar. And this is basically the last video on my channel to honor Beatstar before it goes. After that, I don't know, maybe I won't return to the channel, but for now, let's keep it positive. Let's think about all the good Beatstar's done for us. Alright, basically how this is going to work is, like I said, I've got this list here. I'm going to open up a discussion on several topics, and then one by one we're going to offer our thoughts. So hopefully we're going to keep this organized, but it's generally just going to be a very, unedited, casual discussion. I think we're going to start this off with an obvious choice of a conversation starter, and that is by talking about our introduction to Beatstar. How we were first introduced to the game, our initial thoughts and whatnot. So I'll go first. So I discovered Beatstar very early on, just after its worldwide release in September 2021, I believe. It's been a while, I might be wrong. But it was very new, very fresh. So not a lot of people were really engaging with the game at the time. So I was quite early. It was a very humble game, a humble community, a very, casual, simple rhythm game that you'd kind of expect. I was recommended to it through the Play Store on my phone, and I thought, oh, this looks interesting, a new rhythm game, maybe it's worth checking it out. And yeah, I ended up loving it, and my time with it grew into what we know to get today, with Beatstar Player 180, the channel.
Hello, everyone. It's your local Russian boyo again, back at it again with, I guess in this case, commemorating the death of a game, or in this case, even games in general. Because, yeah, the owl got Beatstar, the owl got Country Star, which is something I never imagined in a million years happening, but it's a thing now. It's something that you can definitely say, and you're not going to be considered crazy. Duolingo killing both games.
Duolingo killed Beatstar.
It's insane to me. Pretty much. It's insane to me, though, that 4 years has passed. I remember first discovering the game kind of randomly as I was on a search for some music rhythm games and whatnot, and September 2021. I don't remember the exact day. I think it was the beginning of September. That's when I first discovered Beatstar, and I was thinking that, oh, it's just probably some game that's gonna have like all the songs as some covers and whatever. Basically, what piano tile clones were back in the day. You just would have songs there that were covers, very bad covers as well, or just instrumental covers, whatever the hell. And it would be just okay, I guess. Something that you play for like a couple of days, maybe at best, and then you would just delete it. But then I downloaded it. I played some of the tutorial songs, and I was like, oh, those are real songs. And also, oh, there are other songs in this game. What? And there's actually a good list of those. Some weird choices in there as well, but at the same time, like, whoa, some songs that I actually never heard about and I actually really like and enjoy. This is interesting. And also, it provided some really good presentation to itself. The gameplay was pretty fun overall, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to stick around, I guess, and see how everything goes. And lo and behold, it's been 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
ever since Beatstar has been kind of born officially, and I've been playing it for I feel like what 3 years consistently, and then kind of started to take breaks. Was on and off again. Been witness, I guess, to a lot of the events that happen in game, which I imagine they're going to be discussed here as well,
Yeah.
such as the leaderboard events, such as the implementation of tour passes, deluxes, classical songs, remastered tracks, all that kind of stuff, I guess. And also, at that time, I've discovered the community server, which is definitely one of the biggest time periods, I imagine, that I've had kind of endured, I suppose, and also kind of experienced in general, meeting a lot of people in there, becoming an event staff, moderator as well, organizing some events. I mean, if anything, I remember organizing the tournament on this channel as well, with the whole ARG thing, which was just made for honestly kind of like goofs and gaffs, I guess. But at the end of the day, I am just going to remember Beatstar for what it is, a really fun game that I imagine could have lived for longer, but well, it is what it is. And I imagine I'm going to still talk about it more and more. So right now, I'm just going to stop right here, basically.
Yeah, you made a good point. A lot of the songs in Beatstar are very mainstream, which is kind of a big part of the appeal for me. There's a lot of rhythm games that are, there's a lot of Japanese rhythm games where it's a lot of like electronic Japanese music, and that's awesome. But there's not a whole lot of good mainstream like pop music games and rock music. So that was really something that I liked a lot about Beatstar, and that kept me playing it as well. I think, Craft, do you want to go next?
So yeah, my nickname is Craft, but my real name is Lucas. I'm French, and yeah, Beatstar was a truly like very good game and a very important game for me. But yeah, so I started playing Beatstar due to thanks to the collab with Supercell Games, you know. And since the beginning, we have like the Heyday theme song and the Clash Royale theme song. And because I'm a huge like Supercell Games player and especially Brawl Star, I just dropped on the game and downloaded from like the Supercell page. And yeah, I've played a lot and I spent a lot of money on the game too. But yeah, it was very fun until it lasted, unfortunately. But yeah, I really enjoyed like the first 2 years of the game, and unfortunately, it slowly faded away. But yeah, a truly awesome game, and it was also like the first way I really entered like mainstream music, as you said, like Paul. This game is really based around like music and pop music, and at the time I was used to listening to mostly video games music, and this truly opened my ears to other stuff. So yeah, thank you, Vista, and maybe someone else can continue and explain like everything about the game and their feelings about it. Thank you.
Yeah, same for me. I discovered a lot of awesome music because, same as me, same as you, sorry. When I first downloaded Beatstar, I wasn't really listening to a whole lot of music. It was mostly stuff I already knew and what I was being recommended by YouTube, for example. So yeah, I was kind of in the same boat where I was getting a lot of the new music taste experience from it. Um, yeah, sorry, Barney, you can go next.
Okay, so I'm Barney. I'm like everybody knows me for the mascot, but I'm not a plush. I'm not the real life plush. I'm just a normal guy, normal. Actually, a teen. When I started playing this game, I remember I was like 11 or 12. It was, I think, 12. I think so. So like I remember I was home alone like all day, and I went outside with one of my friends, and he was like, "Yo, check this out! We've got this new game. It's called Beatstar." And I was like, "What? What's this?" And he was playing like Bad Guy, and he was playing like all these mainstream songs. And I was like, how can this game like not be the one like how the Piano Tiles series is like? It's fake, cheap copies of songs. Um, and yeah, I had parental control at that time, and I really begged my parents for them to let me play this game, and they actually gave me permission. And ever since like in 2021, 2022, I remember I didn't have much on my Spotify Wrapped. Then when I started playing Beatstar more, I started like in 2020. 2 or 3. It's 2022, I think. Yeah, whatever. So when I started playing Beatstar way more, um, I actually started listening to more music outside because like Beatstar gave me some new songs that I can listen to. I remember I was so obsessed with Lovesick by ASAP. It was I was so obsessed with it. I was praying I'm gonna get it, and I actually got it. And yeah, that was my Beatstar experience. That's how I got into Beatstar.
Okay, my turn. Hi, it's me, Hitgamer. I maybe not be the known, but I'm too was being like a Beatstar player. I'll say like my story, how I was being introduced to this game. I'll say a little silly and funny. Like, except others, I didn't know about some rifle games or something like that. I was just remember like playing Brawl Stars or something like that, and I just have like one YouTuber that have do like some techno techno views or something like that, and he was having like a video about top 10 recommended games to play. At the last moment, he introduced Beatstar. I see that game like when I go like to download and then a little play. I first play a little. I started like at 2022. I was being like getting a little bored, and then like a little delete the game. But then I remember see some stranger playing that game, and I just and I just then would return to the game, and after that I I started again. And like when I first download the game, I remember it's been like the season 3, and then I see like I'll say like my favorite song like Business by Tiesto. Yeah, I like that song like very much. I know that song before the game. Yeah, after that delete the game, then and then zone out again, then start playing, and then goes play every day, literally non-stop. I just play and that's it.
I watched OJ, the YouTuber. Probably many of you know. He's known for the Supercell games. I watched him play Beatstar because he got sponsored or something. Because it was a video when he was shot. Because the how do you call it? The Supercell themes got released with that, and he posted the links for the free songs for the Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, etc. I thought, let's download it. Why not? And I kinda got maybe not addicted, but I started playing it more, and you know what happened next.
Yeah, I think I stopped playing Beatstar like properly, officially about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Until then, I was still playing Beatstar periodically and making a few videos, but I think about a year ago, I was fully like, nah, I'm not playing Beatstar anymore. And I think from then, I haven't touched. I think I've maybe played Beatstar 3 times in the last year. But yeah, unfortunately, both with time and general enjoyment of the game, I just haven't really wanted to play it. I don't know about the rest of you guys. Maybe some of you have played it a lot more than I have lately, or maybe some of you have stopped playing as well.
Me, it was like around like the end of 2023, and the game just started to become just super overwhelming. and especially due to deluxe versions, which I think resulted in the end of Beatstar globally. Because at the time, you could play like with unlimited plays and stuff if you had like every songs, but now that you had to buy every deluxe songs, like it was very, very overwhelming and yeah, just not fun anymore because you have to wait hours just to open a box and to play and yeah, no. So yeah, I do think that's the reason why a lot of people stopped playing and it created a lot of backlash in the community if I remember. But yeah, it was like around this time I just said, nah, I don't want to play it anymore. And sometimes I would come back just to claim some extreme songs that are new, but outside of that, like, wasn't really playing. And the fun thing is, like, I started replaying the game just for fun, not like paying, like, not like spending money and all, but I started playing the game just right before they announced the game was being like killed. So yeah, I thought it was like pretty funny, unfortunately. But maybe like, is there someone else that want to share with us how they stopped playing the game, or maybe someone like never stopped playing Beatstar? I don't know.
All right, so personally, when I stopped playing the game in general, I think it was around the season when they've added Save Your Tears, Sunflower, and all that. Or at least that's when I genuinely felt burned out at this point. Because I feel like I've been sort of through thick and thin with Beatstar ever since they've made some very questionable decisions. Because, God, the whole deluxe updates and the debacle that oh my god, for one song you have to get like 100 cards, 100 deluxe cards, and those at the time when the update released weren't easily obtainable, such as as grand prizes from you know leaderboard events, or just in general when you get the cards in like beat chasers and all that stuff, right? And also when they actually decided to change up the tour passes so that you could actually get the deluxe songs of the season in like separate boxes, which by the way, neat idea. Why the hell was it not implemented in other seasons when they started adding like the master tracks and whatnot? That is just unfortunate. But and also unfortunate, by the way, the fact that they implemented that basically when the game was already kind of going downward. So the fact of the matter is, I remember just donating a bunch of money for like in-app purchases, tour passes, and whatnot. But after I feel like the season with Save Sunflower, and I think Estilo Cochina as the extreme, I was genuinely wondering, is this it for me? Because I was getting burnt out. I genuinely just did not want to donate at this point. I really did not want to purchase any of the tour passes. And I remember I think I took a break from actually buying stuff. Then I think it was one of the seasons when they've added a bunch of songs that were really, really, really good. Because for some reason, BeatStar decided to just fire shots with "Bring Me to Life" as an example by Evanescence. Great song. So seeing that season, I was like, you know what? I'm actually gonna purchase this. This is sick. And from that point, I started to buy the tour passes again, somewhat. And then it's like the seasons just kind of became weird with all the remastered tracks, and then the classical stuff, which I remember buying the first season, but then like when the second season arrived, I was like, no, at this point. And then something weird happened when they made a tour pass when there was just only one song, which was already in the game, and it wasn't a remaster. So okay, and it was also at the time when it released, it was full price basically. So like it was the same cost as like the other tour passes. They did change that, thankfully, and I actually ended up buying it just because of the fact that it had a lot of deluxe cards, and because of that, I actually got to unlimited play again, which was, you know, the dream of every single Beatstar player ever, to get that unlimited play, to get all the songs and whatnot. So when I got that, I immediately thought to myself, oh, so the game's basically dead. Because you know why they did the deluxe update the way they did it. They didn't want you to get unlimited play that easy. They never wanted you to do that. So the fact that they made the season the way that it was,
Can I
with so many deluxe
can
cards,
I butt in and say that I actually had this down as a conversation topic later, the downfall of Beatstar. So I don't know if you want to say that, but you can keep going if you want to.
I might as well mention it because I guess it's related to
I guess,
the
yeah, it
way,
is.
you know,
But like,
I stopped playing. So it's
fine.
like, oh, well, it just, in that sense, you kind of just realize that, oh, there's not much content at this point. But also, I feel like the problem is not just the fact that they've, you know, had the tour passes and whatnot. I felt like I was getting burnt out by just the fact that there was no new content at all. Ever since think the beach chasers started to be a thing, there were no new events. It was just the same old, same old. And so when you just have all this stuff happening, the same old, and the only thing that brings you back is the tour pass, basically, with all the new songs and whatever. And then that stops. It's like I'm done. I don't know if I can go on like this. There are just other games that I want to play, you know, and that's how I got to a point where I stopped playing. Honestly,
I honestly kind of forgot what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that I surprisingly really enjoyed when they released the deluxes. I will admit they were insane for you to need to 100 cards for them, and also it being like twice as rare to get them. You know how you used to get, yeah, 3 normal cards for like 2 of the deluxe cards. That was also crazy in my opinion. Uh, I really enjoyed the Lexus. When they got released, that they were the only thing I played actually. Probably now, if I got back to this game, I would only play the Lexus because I always find it the normal boring. I don't know what else to say. Also, like when I stopped playing already, but I still like followed the Discord of the original Beatstar server, the what do you call it? Official. Oh yeah. And when I saw that the tour passes, no, they release songs that already exist in the seasons, I'm like, okay, yeah, this game is cooked. Thank you.
Basically, I was so in my country we have like some kind of exam, really important exam in our lives, in our class, and that's like only once in the lifetime, and that's like considered to be the most important exam of your life, like when you're in school. And I was in that year with that exam, and I was like, damn, should I quit this game or should I play like parallel, like try to learn and play the game and learn it? And I was like, okay, it's almost the half of the year. Now I really need to lock in. So what do I do? And I said, okay, so when 2025 starts, I have to delete the game. I have to quit. And basically, I've tried to quit it like multiple times. I tried to basically in July, if I remember correctly, of 2024, I DP'd all of the standard songs, and I was like, so what now? What do I do? I just like wait for every tour pass and just buy and DP and buy and DP and repeat. I can't do this forever. And that was season. I don't even remember. It was the one with money. as an extreme and not the other money by the Kelly 47. Yeah, whatever. It was that season, and I was like, I can't go on much. So this might be one of my last resorts, and it really was. So I was like, every time I was buying a pass, I was like thinking, no, this season will be like season 35. It will save the game. The next one, and so on. Because season 35 was my favorite season. One of my favorite seasons. It was the second most favorite season of mine. I think so. Or third, whatever. And I was like really hoping for a change, but that change didn't really come. So the game was becoming really boring. It was. And it was the season with Launch by Billie Eilish, and I was really hyped because I loved that song, and I was hyped for nothing because I paid a lot of money to get tier 99 of that banner, and that was my last tier 99 banner. Oh no, might have been the second to last. I don't remember, but I know that was then the season that one of you said, Infinite said, the one with Halloween and Bring Me to Life. I was not so excited because I didn't like those songs. And yeah, that was kind of the end of my Beatster career. That was the sign I'm quitting. I quit. And then the last season that I played, like I really tried to, was what was that? I don't even remember. It was the Beautiful Things one. And after that, 2025 began. I was like, okay, it's time for me to stop, and I quit. So yeah, the reason is the lack of content and everything. So yeah,
Yeah, that downfall. I would say like no, I still play. I have Beatstar, but like if like be like more truthful or something like that, I'm definitely like quit. Maybe after like the season like with or like what is it season like no we when it's been any encores because like their addition was being like no well a little strange and stupid like doing another version but with another difficulty. That's for deluxe thing and fine additions like diagonal swipes or like the long rails. But with a diagonal swipes, I hate that one on the right side with always like I swipe no. The phone didn't get it, but like whatever. Yeah. I like still play like even for now like I just like just go like maybe play one song or like see what is happening like that's it like days or someone like say about that Vista will be shut down they start like giving like at each day at 10,000 gems like it is compensation like to get those songs something like that and I'll say like I get those songs no definitely not because like there's still like more encores and like they no they like do like even classical boxes and I get them. But yeah.
I think we're ready to move on to the next topic. I'm going to try and keep it a bit more positive for a bit now, the next few topics. So the first one I have down on my list is, what is your favorite aspect about Beatstar? Now, I don't have one myself at the moment, so if anyone else would like to go first, then go ahead.
I'm going to be quick about this, honestly, because one thing that I really like about Beatstar is the presentation, and I'm definitely going to put that out there as like one of the main things I imagine that people noted when they started playing Beatstar for the first time, like the presentation, the way the UI looked, the way that some things would happen in the background during the song play. Uh, the outros for the songs as well, where you would just have a part loop over and over again, because sometimes the loops themselves would be just the best thing ever. I remember for the like when I played "Time Is Running Out" by Muse for the first time, and hearing the outro to the song where it's just looping the same thing, the Matt Bellamy vocals. That was like one of the most Nirvana-esque parts, I think, that just really hit my brain, and I was just like, this is bliss. This is genuine bliss. So if I'm going to point out anything that's really positive about Beatstar, it's definitely the presentation. Because I believe that anything else that's positive is going to be pointed out by others in here. So yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think in terms of popular rhythm games, Beatstar is definitely one of the nicest looking games and nicest handling games. Obviously, when it was quite a new game, there were some issues with like input bugs and whatnot. But, you know, that didn't really happen later on a whole lot. And yeah, I think, you know, the visuals were really engaging. The whole aesthetic of Beatstar is very colorful. It's very like poppy. Yeah, I think in terms of mainstream rhythm games, the presentation is absolutely on point. It's obviously targeted towards a more, you know, general audience, so anyone can really get Beatstar and be engaged with the game. It's not like other rhythm games that are a lot more hardcore and for very like niche audiences and whatnot. And I think Beatstar is a game that understands that very well and uses that to its in its fullest potential. I think is the best way I can put it. Yeah, basically, I think my answer would be very much like yours, Infinite. Barney can go next.
Sure. So like, my favorite aspect gotta be the fact that it's original music and it's not covers. It's not like who who the hell even knows like made covers like maybe underground covers or something. I like the fact that it's original music, and I really loved the fact that they added like they used to add every month new passes to keep players engaged, and like at their peak they really tried their best. In the first season they tried to go ballistic, really they tried to kill it, and yeah they no, not don't kill the game. Kill the situation. They really tried to make the game really popular, and I think they nailed it. Like I know a lot of my friends started playing because some of their favorite songs were in the seasons, and yeah, that's my favorite aspect about the game: the fact that they added new songs, and the fact that it was original music, not the fake music, not the covers.
So for me, like my favorite aspect has to be like the sound library, and like I do think if you don't like any like if you don't like even one song from Beatstar, I do think you are the problem. Like it's not from the game. Like if you don't like any song from Beatstar at this point, like the choice is like amazing, and you have like everything from indie to metal to pop to a, a lot of stuff. Even country, like recently. When I say recently, it's like 2 years ago, but in like classic music, like recently. But yeah, I think the sound library is like what truly made the game special, because I don't think we would be talking about it if it was, as you said, Barney, for covers and everything else. Like and like also like classic music is not a genre that I do think we would have liked to play on. So yeah, I do think yeah the best aspect of the game for me is the sound library and everything that is going forward.
The whole like course like the whole like thing like to make a rhythm game like with some kind of this like it's like I feel like the only thing like that makes me like just stay like later no later about event was been like no really cool, but like when it goes a little skillful, yeah, it's like just like one play and that's it. Deluxe is yeah was kind of fun, but that 100 cards is not very easy to get. So yeah.
I don't have anything interesting, I think. I will just repeat stuff that has already been said. Like, okay, I really can appreciate that this game looks pretty. The UI and everything is really clean. I can appreciate that there is a perfect mix of songs that are widely known on the whole world, and also unknown artists getting more recognition. Also, the fact that you can play this game on any difficulty you want. I mean, okay, maybe there are some people who think that even the hardest extremes are too easy, but those are really, what do you say? What do you call it? Very few examples. Yeah. Uh, and one funny memory that I have that I can also maybe it counts. I don't know. The Beatstar doesn't really use a lot of internet, so that when Brawl Stars and Clash Royale weren't working, I could play Beatstar when I was on holiday in a place with really bad internet. Thank you.
Yeah, some good points. I definitely agree that some of the songs being lesser known and giving new artists a spot in the spotlight, if you will, is a very good thing as well. Electric Enemy is a good example of a very small band that I discovered through Beatstar that I ended up really liking. Infinite knows that well. Yeah, there's a lot of smaller artists on BeatStars. Not all mainstream hits and stuff like that. A lot of it is a lot more lesser known stuff as well. So yeah, I really appreciate that. And yeah, like you said, the difficulty being quite balanced for any kind of players is good as well. There's really easy stuff for beginners and some pretty complicated advanced stuff for more experienced players. And yeah, we can give our criticism on the charts being easy or too hard and whatnot. But I think for the most part, they did do a really solid job with most of the charts with their difficulties and whatnot. So it's accessible to all players. I appreciate that a lot about the game as well. I think next is going to be a bit more straightforward, and I'm going to go first here. This topic is, what are our favorite songs to play on BeatStar? So this is basically just our favorite songs and charts combinations. If we had to pick a song that we wanted to go to, which one would it be? For me personally, this is a pretty easy one. It's been this answer for pretty much since I got the song, and that is Gimme Chocolate by Baby Metal, the Extreme. I think it's just so much fun. The song itself is an absolute banger, and the chart is done really well. It was at the time one of the harder levels on BeatStar, and that little edge of difficulty and challenge at first was the appeal to me, but as time went on and I got better at the game, it just became a really fun chart and a really fun song to go with it. I think that in terms of extreme charts, they did pretty much a perfect job at the song. So for me, if there's a song that I want to go to, it's immediately going to be Gimme Chocolate.
You mentioned this being a really straightforward topic, but at the same time, I'm thinking about this and it's just there's so many songs though that I really like. I feel
That's fair.
that
Maybe I'm the only
choosing
person
just
with an
like
easy
even
answer.
one, it's like maybe so, but like in this case, it's like there's just a bunch of songs. Obviously, with Beatstar, there are so many songs that have been added already that choosing, I mean, just one is really tough. And I feel like if I would mention any songs, then it's like, oh, I'm going to miss out on some of the other songs that I really like. Even if it's not a song, it's like a chart that I really like because, as well, there were a lot of songs that had great charts to them, even if the song is just okay in general. So, one of the songs that I could mention as my favorite would definitely be Time Is Running Out, that I've already talked about before, because ever since that song released, it was definitely like one of my favorite normals to play in game. Then when the deluxe got announced, I was like, oh shoot, that's fire. I'm really excited for that. And it was pretty decent overall. And then also it got a remaster that I've played recently. That was actually also really fun to go through. And yeah, Timers Arnold is definitely one of those examples. Just in general, I feel like Muse's inclusions in Beatstar were really good. So, like, Hysteria is definitely a highlight. Plug-in Baby, 100% is a highlight of mine. Electric Enemy, for one, as, like, one of the better Discovery artists, I suppose. for Beatstar because they've had some really good inclusions, especially with "Bleed Me Dry." That song was a banger. Um, I could definitely go on and mention some of the extremes. I mean, The Trooper is definitely one. I mean, Iron Maiden being in Beatstar is kind of crazy. Same thing with Metallica and Megadeth being in the same game. That's also pretty fire. John Lennon as one of the last big artists added to the game. Imagine as one of the songs that he got in there. That is insane to me. And genuinely, when that song got added, I was thinking to myself, "Oh, the game's not going to be dead yet," because like they just acquired the license for John Lennon. How the hell is it going to die? Like, it was one of the bigger surprises at that time, and I was genuinely excited for that song. Um, if we're talking about favorite songs as well, I feel like we shouldn't really ignore Country Star because the thing is, Country Star, even though again it's in the genre that is really divisive, because everybody has their own opinions and feelings on country, there were a lot of songs that I look at and genuinely think that, oh, they would be a great fit for Beatstar as well. I mean, for one, if you look at the extremes that Country Star has, Freebird Solo, that one is a banger. The Devil Went Down to Georgia, the original version, that one is a banger. Hardwood Floors by Charles Wesley Godwin, I believe. That one is a banger. So, like, there are many examples I feel like in Country Star that are very underrated as well, and could also go in the list of like favorite songs and whatnot. So I think that it's fair to also mention Country Star in that regard, and that's about it. I think.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's valid. I was not expecting a normal chart to be mentioned, but yeah, definitely a valid answer. And yeah, I don't know how many of my viewers would have played Country Star, but I mean, it's fair to bring it up and include it because it's basically a spin-off of Beatstar, so it can be mentioned. Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, some good picks. The Devil Went Down to Georgia is a highlight for sure.
So, basically, I will mention two songs if I'm allowed, because one of them got deleted. So
Sure.
I think my favorite chart and song overall. I don't know how that just even landed in my head, but I flipping loved Betty, Get Money, whatever. How do you call that? It was so funny. Like as a song, I really liked the, I don't know, kind of irony of the song, and even though it was like a troll song, they actually made a really nice, like, overall it sounded great, and I really liked the chart, but then it got deleted. Also, honorable mention, I really loved My High. It was such a fun one. I loved My High. But now the only one that's in game, I still love it. I have more of them. I have more editions like Pogo, or the Master Doing song. What was the name? The Mother Lode. But my favorite song of them all is probably gonna be the Trooper, because it's a legendary. Like everybody knows. Like that was, I remember, like I was at the beginning of the game and I saw someone playing that. Like I don't know how they got that footage, but I was like, whoa! If this adds to the game, we're cooked. Like this is gonna be insane. But they actually added it, and I played it. I defeated it, and it was not insane anymore. So, but still, that remains my favorite. A close one is though Thrones of Blood by Stephen King. I think so. Whatever. And that was, I didn't expect to like it, but I love that song really bad. And like also the chart is really fun. It's one of my favorite charts in the game for sure. And the song, it's, I don't know, it fits well with the Halloween theme. And yeah, basically these are my favorite songs slash charts.
Yeah, so I wanted to be the one just saying, "Hey, do you remember this song like called My High that got like deleted from the game?"
Stop.
But yeah, you ruined it, I guess. But that's all. I'm just like this is a thing I wanted to talk about when we would like to talk about music discoveries and all. But since Beatstar, like Disclosure became my favorite artist ever, and like in a few years, I've listened to them for more than like 18 days straight. So it's insane, like 26,000 minutes. Like I love them. Like their work is like amazing, and I've started with Latch, and when I discovered like the track on My Eye, I was like, okay, I'm going to enjoy them and their work. And since then, like, yeah, I'm a big fan, but I don't want to overshadow other artists from Disclosure. For example, I own some vinyls from Affliction. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I do think they are Danish or Swedish like metal band that they did like Anomalies and the other one that I don't really remember. But I also owned a copy of Electric Enemy, their like album with like Bleed Me Dry on it and Therapy and Therapy 2 on vinyl, which is like orange translucent. And yeah, I do think all of them are like good um, discoveries from the game. And yeah, and especially Disclosure, which now I'm listening a lot to. And I always wished like let's after not paying the pass for like 2 years, I was like, if there is any Disclosure song added, I will buy it. But yeah, unfortunately, like I think My High was the latest added to the game. But yeah, as I said before, like the game has so much like cool music and cool stuff, and you can find anything you want, and you will at least like something from it. So that's what made it so special in everyone's eyes, I think.
Obviously, the Trooper as the one of the oldest extremes for the because it was once the hardest song in the game. Obviously deserves a mention. I would also, I mean, I also love the deluxes. That is probably the Trooper is probably the only one I chart. I would say that the normal is. What do I want to say? Never mind. I don't know what to say. I also love all of the. I don't know. Deluxe Metallica. Enter Sandman, obviously. Uh, what else? I also freaked out absolutely when I heard that the eh, bruh, Eminem is releasing, and obviously I spent countless hours on the normal Godzilla. That obviously all that also deserves a mention, and probably the one that is like probably my favorite of them all is surprisingly deluxe version of song called Run. I don't know if you guys remember it. It's called by Scan. It's I don't know. It's I think it's the perfect difficulty. It's like slightly harder than a hard, but it's still a hard. It's probably my favorite of chart. For favorite song, it's much harder to say. Obviously, Iron Maiden is awesome. Metallica is awesome. Megadeth is awesome, etc. I also feel warm in my heart because I suggested on the Discord our on the how is it called song suggestions. I suggested Toto by Africa, and it no oh my Africa by Toto. Toto by Africa. I suggested this song and it got added like half a year later, but I didn't really care because I didn't play it then already. And a song I didn't really care when it first got added, but Money for Nothing by Dire Straits is as an absolute banger.
Also
Yeah,
to butt in about, it was I was also thinking about like a small artist to add to the conversation. Shout out to X2H. Soul Passivation as well. Great song. Honestly, really happy that that was added. And they've made the deluxe, the devs and whatnot, genuinely like one of the most devilish deluxes ever because of those upswipes. Oh my god! If you know, you know. X2H, shout out. Great artist, great album that released from him as well. You should check it out.
Shoutout. Yeah, no, yeah, I know about the X2H. Like, Soul Preservation. Yeah, no, was fine. Like, no, not too great. Deluxe. Yeah, I tried it literally. I only did it with gems. It can't be done with like the one try. But then I also want to be a little shout out to Neluminium, to that project like that have done Beatstar with like getting like two songs like by Encompassed by MSHL and Cosmic Fracture by Dex, like that was being like in the files but like not getting like too soon. And Compass was being like extreme, was being like no kinda like yeah kinda good. Cosmic Fracture, yeah, hard not, but like I really like yeah, like we really do like some good songs, like and like I sometimes no I remember hearing them too, and like they're too good, but like a little shout out by me to Neluminium. I can't make it right read it wrong, but like I forgot a little how it says. But yeah, now to my favorite. Like I get like more like my favorite song by itself and by chart, and like as how I said it earlier, like baby, the best like one of best was being like business by Tiesto, but it because like I know that song before the game, and like when I get like it was been there, and like it was been like the first time I was being like I need to complete that goddamn Beatstar season, that season 3, to get like that one box. Just like maybe get that song. But I get like all night. Yeah, not a good experience. But yeah, there are like many too like I like, but like maybe like the by the song itself, definitely business. I definitely like. By the chart, maybe I can get even like two difficulties, because like I can't like no take like one. Like for normal, it's definitely like 60 shots by Stefan. I forgot like a little artist again, but 60 shots because like yeah, that song too. Like because like it has been the big animation meme. Like if someone knows like animation in by 60 shots, like then he knows. But the chart, like how even you say like in some kind of like ranking like about like the event songs. Yeah, that was being like really good. But like the extreme, but like maybe they'll be like writing and party hard. Right then will be definitely like be like by the song itself, because like yeah, I somehow know about the song, like I definitely like that. Cause give me Ryan, yeah, that song. And party hard would be like not that hard, but that not that easy. Sometimes get like a little noise, but like playing it was being like really cool, and like it gives me like the energy, like really of rock starter, or like being this the Andrew VK itself and hit myself with to a goddamn wall and have like a nosebleed. Yeah, but they have like there's like main I remember counting stars by One Republic. Yeah, I'll say like this will be like maybe definitely my best by end chart and the song. Goddamn, I don't know how I did it, but like I very like that song. Like I heard it and I just love it. When I see like One Republic being added, but with I ain't worried. And maybe like all of you know, like I didn't like that song. It was been like a new one at that time. and like I didn't like that new ones. But then 32 season about was been like at the winter, like cold and warm was kind of like that, and then Counting Stars. Damn, I wanted that song, and the chart was being like really good. The standard was being like it's been amazing. It just I just like really like to play that chart so many times. Yeah, but that's for all to me right now.
All right, good picks, good picks. I definitely really like Raiden. Counting Stars is really good. 16 Shots by Stefflon Don, I think is her name, is an absolute banger. So I agree with those picks. Barney has something else to say quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, like, give a shout out to Ilvis Presley, fuck, and to Luxley because they have lost, like, I don't know, hours of their lives talking to me. Not by phone, but like some messages. I asked a lot of stuff, and they gave me like insights. Did you know that like Luxley is not a like full time? He's like a grown man, and he's not a full time musician. It's just a part time stuff. And also, one of the guys from the Ilvis thing was the teacher, if I remember correctly, which was nuts. Like I didn't expect that. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Shout out to those legends.
The next one I have, the next conversation topic is what is the favorite update from Beatstar? Again, this could be one that is obvious, but maybe not. For me personally, it's definitely the event update. When they first added, the wheel spin and the like leaderboard with the two songs you can pick between. That was a big turning point for Beatstar. It went from just a very simple, typical rhythm game to more of a unique, fresh game in the rhythm game scene. I think that was a great addition. I'm disappointed that they didn't explore that more. I think there was a lot that they could have done with the events, but what they did at the time was great. It added some competition to the game as well. It wasn't just the leaderboard. It was a bit more competitive with winning awards and whatnot. So yeah, I think that for me personally was easily my favorite update.
Update wise, for me personally, I kind of already mentioned that, but I'm actually going to mention the update that they did with the tour passes in a sense of remember how when deluxes got added and we've got deluxes added for the tour pass songs, we kind of started to get sneak peeks to the seasons and whatnot through the deluxe tab. That's probably one of my most favorite updates that they did because it, in my opinion, brought so much hype to the seasons to see all these sneak peeks and to see what songs were going to be added. In my opinion, that was a great decision by the dev team at the time, and I really wish that it stayed the way it was, basically. So yeah, sneak peeks through the deluxe tab is definitely one of my favorite updates that I want to mention because I mean, you already mentioned the leaderboard, so like, what the hell should I mention in this case? And I'm like, oh yeah, the sneak peeks, those were cool. So yeah,
That's fair.
I really like the deluxes, and that's about it. I also really enjoyed. I remember I was really hyped for the Eminem collab.
For me, I won't be long, but I won't talk about the things you said because like the first thing in my mind would be like the event related update, like as you said before. But for me, like just sorting songs out because at the time, like when it's released, like the game just finding your song was like such a hell of a mess. Like yeah, so just the sorting update, even if it was very small and not really that big compared to what other stuff were like compared to other like updates. I do think like it was pretty cool to just go and just pick your song and type the name of what you wanted to have and just find it there because yeah, the rest wasn't like at the time you had to scroll throughout like every your library of song and if you are like a spender you would have like a lot of random OST, so yeah, random songs. So yeah, for me it's the sourcing update.
Yeah, the best update. Yeah, I didn't think like of like I get like anyone like it's just like what's mean like for me like it would mean like update, but like to think about I would say like maybe when it's like leaderboard event update because like when it's like to play before like anything else is being like just like play songs and play daily daily event. And yeah, that would been like a little kind of lame. But then it was like leaderboard event, like it gets us some kind of like uh, some kind of good stuff, like to get like motivation, like and gets like more to to battle pass season to the next level, like and like getting like some overs like new good stuff, like I'll say like at the start when it's like we have like a chance to get like a new song, the motivation goes up. Yeah, I'll say like maybe leaderboard event update.
Basically, might be a hot take, but my favorite Beatstar update was the tour pass because yeah, it was basically pay to play in some way, but still that made the game like have a new purpose. For example, like if you were a maxed out averages player, and you didn't have a pass and you were at like tier 1, well, now you have a purpose to play the game to get to tier 30. And basically gotta give a shout out again to the Beatstar pass because if that thing didn't exist, I probably would have quit like 6 months before I officially quit. So yeah, just gotta give credit to that because it existed, and it basically changed the game and gave like new purpose to the game, in my opinion. So that's why the True Pass is my favorite update.
That's fair. I mean, the tour pass is basically the standing aspect of Beatstar that anyone thinks of when they think of the game. The tour pass is kind of the biggest part of the game for a lot of people. So that's a very reasonable answer. I don't think anyone can argue with that. I wanted to basically talk about the community of Beatstar more than the game for this next part. Because the community of Beatstar is quite a unique one in various different senses. Because for a rhythm game, Beatstar has a very odd community, I think. Because it's so much more mainstream than other rhythm games are, I think that led the community to be a different approach, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's just because it's got such a wide range of players, but the community is quite an interesting one. So basically, it's not really a question. I just kind of want to talk about the community, of what kind of community it is, and whether you think it's a good community, whether you think that it's a mismatched community. Personally, I don't really know what to think of the community. Obviously, I have this YouTube channel that was amazing. The support from the channel was, I mean, amazing. Like I said, when you think of a community for a game, you don't really think of it being as supportive as my channel's viewer base was, I guess I could say. There was a lot of people constantly rooting for my success, constantly commenting positive things, and it was a lot of people, and obviously supporting my live streams, donating, all that kind of thing. Completely unexpected. I thought that there would be people just constantly badgering me about playing different songs and doing this and that, but no, it was a very relaxed experience for me with the YouTube channel. Everybody was understanding, everybody was supportive. There were a few people that, were the odd troll or annoying person, but you get that with everything. There's no avoiding those kinds of people. In the Discord server, it's a different story. I think there are some interesting people in the Discord server when I was active there. it was difficult to really have a normal conversation with a lot of people in the Discord server. So it really goes to show what kind of two different communities can be like. You got the YouTube and the Discord community, which are so different.
I feel like in this case I can really add that there were two sides to the community a little bit. I feel like those who casually play Beatstar and those who were legit like rhythm game veterans. To a point when they discussed Beatstar, they would basically go and be like, "Oh, this is not a rhythm game. This is not a true rhythm game. Like, if you want to play a real rhythm game that has all the songs full length and whatnot, right? That has rhythm to it and very like difficult charts and whatever because it has like various difficulty settings and whatnot. Play like Tap Tap Reloaded or something like that." Like that would be the go-to game that would be recommended, basically. And I don't know. It's to me that whole discourse was kind of annoying because at the end of the day, it's like Beatstar in general like is a rhythm game. Yeah, it's different compared to, for example, Tap Tap and whatnot, because obviously the decision that they've made with cutting the songs to just be 2 minutes and whatnot, I feel like that is something that can be discussed kind of for a long time, really, and can be debated on because for some songs, I feel like that works, and for some songs, you really just want to play it fully, I imagine,
Yeah.
to actually experience the song in full. So basically, I just remember really liking the fact that the songs were cut to 2 minutes because for some songs it really fit. Like genuinely, I remember playing "Anaconda" by Nicki Minaj for the first time. Right, the song itself I don't really like, but the cut that Beatstar provided, it was pretty decent overall. Like it didn't overstay its welcome. It was pretty fine to say the least, and the chart itself was very enjoyable. So it added to the experience and whatnot. So that could be an example of where the cut really works. But sometimes you do really just wish to play the song in full because you don't really want your favorite part to be cut and then hope that the deluxe version of that song is going to have your favorite part, you know? Because, like, I imagine that for some people, seeing the songs that were included having just like one difficulty, it was a little bit of a weird feeling because usually with rhythm games, you just have multiple difficulty settings. So, for example, you could play a song that's on easy, that's on hard, that's on extreme, or whatever the hell the highest difficulty is called, right? There is a choice. In Beatstar, you don't really have that choice, you know? So, in that sense, I kind of feel like the community was definitely a little bit divided into two camps. Whether or not those people who enjoyed casually were going to attack those who basically consider Beatstar to not really be a true rhythm game. Um, it's another story, I imagine. But yeah, I feel like that is an aspect you could definitely mention about the community. But overall, really a lot of positive experiences came out of the Discord server, I think, because I remember how people were really hyped back then when the community server has grown to be like the official server for the game. That was really hype. I mean, it got to like 200,000 members, so that's something pretty decent, you know? Um, and yeah, I don't know what else is there to say because again, I feel like other people are just going to add their thoughts and probably they're going to resemble my thoughts in a way. So there's that.
Yeah, there were some obnoxious particular players like that, but I mean, with the nature of Beatstar, it's gonna be a controversial scene, I guess. A lot of people are going to give their opinions, and a lot of people are going to clash with that because it's such a mixed audience of players that have different kind of expectations and whatnot. So I think just with the nature of Beatstar, you're gonna get a lot of confrontations like that, which isn't really something you can manage, but it is unfortunate.
The thing I never truly realized that we were like a big part of the community by itself. And yeah, just doing like ranking videos and just hanging out in vocals and just ranking like songs for people to see and people to disagree with or agree with was like very fun to do. And one of my like best memory in some sort of like the Beatstar community was my first appearance on the show for like gaming related songs, and also somewhat like the riot for deluxe editions in the server. And I remember like people were super mad that they lost everything due to deluxe songs and losing like the unlimited play, and like it was such a mess. I maybe Infinite can add up to this, but I remember like hanging out in the Beatstar like server on Discord during this time, like with like the deluxe releases. Like it was such a hell, and devs were like fighting over just to say no, but don't worry. But yeah, people were mad due to the deluxe edition, so it was pretty fun to see.
I don't have anything interesting to say this time. I really like the fact that we, as Hermicraft said, we were actually a pretty big chunk of this games community. It's a pleasure to be a part of it, and I don't know. I liked always how people used to record the gameplay. I don't know what to say. I never did it because I was lazy, and obviously every game needs a community. We didn't really have many toxic people except some, obviously, but it's pretty uneventful. I think it was very fun.
Yeah,
This experience.
I can't
Yeah.
really name any like huge drama in the Beatstar community,
Yeah.
so that's good. Okay, let's move on to, I suppose, the biggest prominent subject at hand. The, I guess, ultimatum of Beatstar. It's going to come to an end very soon, and there are various reasons why. Some explained more than others. I think it's fair to say there were a lot of factors that contributed to Beatstar's eventual shutting down, mainly on behalf of the developers. A lot of things out of their control, a lot of things with the community as well. But I'm kind of curious what you guys think was the main thing that led to Beatstar's downfall and eventual discontinuation at the end of October.
I do think the good songs started to lack a bit, and especially the downfall. I mentioned it like before, but for me, like it's really like the deluxe versions that were like very greedy for what they truly were, and just getting like 100 cards with like half of them cut from like boxes, and like even like common cards, like if you would get like 3, you only get 1 or 2. It was very unfair, and people were not happy at all, and you had to pay like so much to get back to like every song in the game. So I do think it's where it started to truly like create some kind of gap between like people that wanted to stay and wanted to pay more to get the same thing and to get like mediocre songs going forward, to like people just wanting to quit at all. And I do think like at one point, like during COVID and all, like in Europe, we got like a lot of price increase. And I remember like one of my friends had like the pass, and it was like less expensive for him rather than for me. And he was like the first on the leaderboard. I was on the second one, second place. So I was like, why am I paying like $2 more than the first one on the leaderboard? Like he's like living in the same region as me. He's living in France. So I don't really get it why I'm paying more. And just price increase in general, like make you think like, yeah, why am I paying for this? And if people are not spending money on your game, like you're destined to fail, because Beatstar is like some kind of service game, so you have to add like new songs and new artists, and it costs a lot of money. And they also have to renew licenses. And we've seen like throughout like the couple like 2 years that they started not like going forward for some licenses of songs. So that's why some disappeared. And yeah, it was not a really good like things for Vista, and we were all like, yeah, if like they're starting not to pay like the songs they started to implement in the game, yeah, it's quite bad for like the near future of the game wasn't like clear. So yeah, I do think like Beatstar truly died due to, I think their greed. Honestly, like it truly died due to their greed, because like the game had a lot of players and it was very cool, but I think they wanted just to make a lot of money quickly without thinking of like how to implement it well. So yeah, that's the problem with Beatstar,
Hmm.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely obvious that they started to lack on the new songs after a while. Maybe
Mm.
it's because they couldn't get the rights to a lot of songs. Maybe they just didn't have the budget to get a lot of popular songs anymore. But yeah, the quality of songs and the quantity of songs definitely started to drop pretty
Yeah.
drastically after a while. I think by the time I left, it wasn't as big of an issue. I think for me, it was just these personal things relating to time and general, not really caring much for the game, and I'll get into that in a sec as well. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the most jarring things here is the developers obviously started to either stop being able to get in a lot of these songs, or they stopped wanting to, stopped caring, that kind of thing. And that definitely contributed to a lot of people not being interested in the game anymore. And now, obviously, it's potentially leading to the shutdown of the game. I think for me, it's not only that. One of the biggest downfalls for Beatstar was that they just stopped really giving the game love, I'd say, in terms of adding new things and making the game feel fresh and keep it feeling like engaging, make me want to keep coming back. After a while, it was just the same thing over and over. Obviously, you can't expect a game to keep going with updates and new things forever. That's just unreasonable. But it did feel like they were kind of cashing out and not giving the players anything in return. And I think that's where Beatstar started to lose a lot of its fan base and players. And yeah, maybe that is part of what led to, I don't know if it's budget issues or what. But yeah, I feel like at one point that started to happen.
Yeah, can I add something?
Yeah.
Like at first, like they like Beatstar and Space Ape were clearly backed by Supercell. They already like worked on like a Boom Beach spin-off that was pretty cool, honestly. And that's the reason why we got like the songs from like Heyday and stuff. So yeah, the first year was honestly very good. Like the tour passes were like very good too.
Yeah.
And we had like some indie songs, but those indie songs were like very good. Like for example, like First Metal Cassette, for example, from Dinosaur Pileup, from this season, like the electricity related season during like summer of the first year of Vista. Like this was for me like the best tour pass. And even if like those songs weren't that known, like the game was like still fresh, and they added so much like variety to the game. But after that, like yeah, the quality of songs started to fade away, and that's the reason why I do think all of us like started not to care a lot about the game. And I do think money got injected back to the game like at one point after we all stopped playing, because they added some like huge song. Like for example, they added like Greedy from Take My Cray, or Eyes Closed from Ed Sheeran. which I do think cost a lot of money to get the rights for. But yeah, like we've seen like the last year, like they said no, F it, and they just started like classic songs that are free to use. So I do think it was like some kind of not like a peak and just going down, but like a peak going down, a peak and then just going in the voids because yeah, the latest songs weren't that great. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
I would say like the downfall. Like I would say like definitely really starts like at the start of the event with the track skins and this they ended with Supercell
Mm.
because like no because like they adding like at first it was being like cool, but like the track skin like no it was being like a little nothing, and sometimes like that play it's like all you all like all days you play or buy like an extra play. If you don't like, well, sorry for that. And like drag skins, yeah, it's like cosmetics, but for like why do you need cosmetics? And then the the new label and label Supercell I'll say I'll say like Beatstar was being like I'll say popular. I'll say like definitely because of Supercell like that collab with Brawl Stars that I see like and like getting like these 8 new tracks, especially bad randoms. To mention every song's good. The together chart was being like need to get like rework, but they don't do it or like the deluxe version. But like for Supercell with Brawl Stars, like it's like getting like more people and like getting like more players to play and like there's like that thing like with Supercell ID that you can save your account for now on. Like there's no one like maybe like just like provide your email to that button. I definitely don't do that. Yeah, it's like that's the start of downfall. The end will definitely will be like Duolingo. Just like it seems like Duolingo like somehow knows about Beatstar like get like new workers and like what's up you old workers of Beatstar, I'm taking you in. Come on, let's go. And then there was like what the hell? The Duolingo just came here and took the rest of us? Damn. Okay, let's go. Shout down Beatstar and Counterstar. There's nothing to have work. There's no one to have work. And I'm sorry to sometimes like misread or something like that because like it's some I just like get like with my mind like and like I forgot about things like and also like for me it's like the thought the rating first the thoughts less something like that but not about that. The downfall I'll say like definitely start with a start of star truck skins because like the deluxe no was kind of fun, yeah, more bad thoughts but still playing, but the track skins there's definitely go downfall and the living Supercell and naming the label Next Beat.
The point that basically like there was something I could I know I quit like on the 1st of January, like at the beginning of the year. I know that, but the point that was like, okay, this has no chance of me coming back. This is too much. Was the point where they added what's the name again? Encores. It
I think
remasters and
not encore like encore encores maybe like that.
I don't even remember the name of that, but I really do know that that was the point. Like, I saw somewhere that that shit was coming out. I was like, no, no, this is not real. This can't be right. It's maybe just some asset. And it was actually right. It actually came true. The Encore and Masters, whatever those are, they actually are. And that was, in my opinion, the point the game had the biggest downfall in history. Like, nobody. I was seeing like so many people on Reddit complaining like, no, I'm not buying this stuff. I'm not buying this season. It's the same song, and it's really derouting for a player, to see like to come into the game and see three songs, like three songs three times, one song three times. That's really derouting for a player. Like that would mind fuck me because yeah, like, and that was the point that basically killed the game. And what it dug even deeper into the grave was the classical. Like, we didn't need that. And all the poor, also the mental health awareness month, was it? That was a really shitty idea because the goal wasn't even complete, like, not even to the hop, if I remember correctly. I mean, not even to the quarter. Infinite, do you have an idea about this? Do you remember this?
That was actually one thing I wanted to mention. you kind of, um, you kind of mentioned this now, and I'm just remembering that like the whole mental health month thing. Um, at least Beatstar hit some milestones. If I'm not mistaken, Country Star also had that event. They hit
Yep.
none of the milestones, like at
No.
all. They hit genuinely
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. And that really
So
proved the people, the
it's
game.
Well,
Yeah.
did that
Go on. Go
stem
on.
from previous existing things that made players lose interest in the game? Because that was pretty recent, wasn't it?
I feel
Yeah, it was in May.
it was recent. Yeah, it was pretty recent.
Yeah. I think that people just weren't playing the game to interact with that.
Yeah, but the thing is, they were really confident. Like, yes, we're gonna get to 1 million, 1 billion, one fucking
True.
trillion.
It was a bit of a wake up call, I'm
But
sure.
yeah, and that was the moment they realized, okay, this is cooked. We need to do something. We need to sell the game. It's over. And yeah, that was the
Maybe.
point. The game really went down.
Honestly, I will still. I feel I will still mention this genuinely because I feel like this is one of the main reasons that the game had this downfall the way that we're seeing it right now. It's just the content. Like, you can add a lot of the new songs all day, every day, and stuff, but the way that it was, you only had a reason to come back to the game because of the new tour passes, and that's it. There was literally no other hook other than the tour passes, and there was no new event that got introduced. I mean, if I remember it correctly, Beat Chaser was the only event that was new after we've had like all the leaderboard events, like the daily shuffle and whatnot, and there was just nothing at all. There was no new event, no spin to maybe a current event that already existed. It's just no new real gameplay content outside of what I guess cosmetics with the track skins, banners, and all that stuff. Which is, I mean, cool and all, but again, who at this point cares? There's going to be a burnout, and the only thing you can really rely on with the cosmetics is collaborations and whatnot. You know what I mean? With the 30 Seconds to Mars, for example, when that collaboration happened and we got our first artist track skin, if I'm not mistaken, that
Yeah.
was pretty neat. I mean, the Trolls collaboration came out of bloody nowhere. That was also neat in a way. But outside of that, what really brought you back to the game? Just new songs. And that's it, really. Obviously, you also had some good changes happening to the tour pass and whatnot, which made it more worth purchasing it. But like at the end of the day, it was too late. I mean, even if you're going to add the deluxe songs and make them available through the Tour Pass, it's still late to do so, because at the end of the day, you already kind of lost some people because of the fact that, well, there's nothing really happening with the game. And the only thing that had people holding on to some hope was the fact that, like, in one interview, it was mentioned that they are developing a new game, which was focused on rock and metal. And that's it. There was nothing else discussed. There was no actual official confirmation of it in, game and stuff, that there's going to be, like, what, a beta test of sorts. Like, remember when Country Star was coming out, you've had a beta test of sorts for that game in selected regions and whatnot, because it came out early in a way. So I feel like the lack of content was probably one of the biggest things that kind of led to Beatstar's downfall. And the mental health thing was just a bell of sorts that kind of was like ringing and telling you that, oh, this game is in need of some dire changes. Which is a shame, because if you think about it, there were a lot of stuff that it could do, even music-wise, with you know the song library and stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, they never capitalized on video game soundtracks for one. They had some video game music, but that's neither here or there. It's not a lot. And also, they never even really capitalized on some genres that were never really featured in rhythm games, in my opinion. Like, whatever you think about nerdcore stuff, artists like CG5, for example, right? You could imagine that they could have actually added those types of songs in game, and maybe try to license it, and it could be something unique, more or less. But they never did, and now it's just going to be a question of what if. So there's that.
What killed Beatstar? It's probably a mix of a lot of things. Maybe not a lot, but a couple definitely. I really like what Paul said, that this game, as time went on, lacked the love it needed from the developers. I also really would like to know the numbers of how much money this game was. How much money does this game, what do you say, make in a month? And does it cost exactly to buy the licenses for the songs? I don't know, but I'm just curious. Okay, 200 million. Okay, what do I want to say? Oh my god, I forgot. Also, yeah, because this Space Ape company was like in friends with Supercell, which we all obviously know and love, which is arguably the biggest mobile games developer right now. Which I don't know how many people. Okay, I'm all over the place. Sorry. Anyway, I have no idea how many people were working on that game, but it looked like it was maximum of 5. I have no idea how many were there actually people working on that game. But we had so little updates, and even when we had updates, it was like new seasons, and that's it. What killed Beatstar? The lack of advertising. I what
You have a point
what
about the advertising. There was like very
yeah
little advertisement for Beatstar anywhere.
yeah. I saw like maybe one ad on Facebook and some YouTubers, popular YouTubers playing it, but that's about it. Not many people knew about it.
I saw it on the
Even
App Store a fair
yeah,
bit. That's probably it.
but how often do you go to the App Store just to look at the things?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and that's probably about it. I don't know what else to say. It's definitely a mix of a lot of things. And oh, I wanted to say my teacher that's like 70 years old always said if you have no idea what is going about or why is something happening, it's always money. Thank you.
That's probably quite a
Yeah,
true statement.
that's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something too?
Yeah.
Just wanted to say like thank you. Shout out to Paul. Shout out again. Um, just wanted to give Paul a shout out just for making like this whole group possible with people that we've talked a lot of days, like a lot of good times in here. Just wanted to give you like credit for this. Shout out to the people in here, to the whole team. Like y'all really made the days funnier. Shout out to Science Man because she used to be the biggest hater, and y'all know that. The
True.
pop hater.
True, true,
Ah,
true.
And
science man, yeah.
We all
shout
call
out,
him Trashman.
ja. And shout out to Paul for the video, like for all the time he has invested in doing this and for the dedication, like for also recruiting us, Just wanted to give some huge thanks because, if it wasn't for Paul, I wouldn't like have I was in my opinion I was a pretty well known Beatstar player. At least that's what I think. Like, the Barney mascot was pretty iconic, and if it wasn't for Paul, I think I wouldn't be like so known in the Discord, and also I wouldn't have like gained so much confidence and talking to people and all this. So just gotta give a shout out to Paul and also to Infinite for helping me to get into the team.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
I'm glad we could give you some confidence, and thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Yeah, same for me. Thank you. It was very good to just hang out like once a month, talk about like a mobile game and to break like tracks, and especially due to the fact that the game was like so innovative and fun to play, and just seeing being older and just talking about, oh, do you like this song, or like, oh, what do you think of this chart, like they have doubles everywhere. We were like, oh, that's new, like we've never seen this before, and just seeing like new stuff coming out, and even like the Naha on Yamgut, like we love so much like doing those video preparations. So yeah, thank you so much. I truly enjoyed like spending time with you all, and I said it's a bit like like later in the video, but I was like I'm still very happy of like everything we've done together in a group. So
Me too.
yeah, it wasn't like lost time. So yeah, it's so yeah, thank you for being there, and just yeah, thank you Beatstar, I guess. But yeah, thank you Paul. Yeah.
No, but I want to. Okay. There's one thing to say, I guess, to wrap it all up. That's one thing I really wanted to say. It's been a pleasure to work with all of you, gentlemen. Genuinely, ranking stuff has been fun. Discussing all of the ranks as well has been fun.
Mm, yep.
I will still remember how we've discussed the ranking of some of the songs, whether I've defended some of my ranks and was saying how y'all hated the song for no reason, or Honey, I'm Good. I'll still
Yeah, honey, I'm
No.
good.
remember that song, and I'm still going to say, Paul, that you're a hater, and
I
that
still
song is
hate that
okay.
goddamn
It's
song.
not bad. It's not F tier.
Screw
Yeah.
that song.
Nah, honey, I'm good.
Stop. I'm
Do
I'll
muting.
still
y'all
like
I'm
you're
muting
not.
remember
you.
when?
Honey,
I'll
I'm
still like
good.
You're all banned. You're all banned
Nah,
forever.
honey, I'm good.
Paul, I
But
just want to say, you're not just
but no,
an good
it's
hater.
genuinely.
You're a goddamn country hater,
I'm not a country hater. Not anymore.
man.
No,
Maybe I used to
okay,
be.
okay. That's it's still the
But yeah,
unpopular choice, still the unpopular opinion.
yeah, I was still
But
like,
to be
man,
fair, it's the same thing as like it's the same
man,
thing as we've had like Sandstorm ranking or something like
yeah,
that. It's just like there's always going to be an unpopular one. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, it's been a
like
pleasure working with all of you. hopefully there is a rhythm game that's gonna come out that's going to unite all the Beatstar players and whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah, maybe.
we can have like
Yeah.
take two of some sort
Oh,
with
Maybe.
ranking and stuff. Because
Season
Yo,
Beat,
wait,
Beats,
it
just
may
wanted
have
Beatstar 2, Beatstar 2.
season two with a different game, Beatstar
Big Star
two,
Two.
by a
Maybe.
completely
The
different
remote.
developer. Something. Yeah.
Duolingo
Big Star
Music
2.
Edition.
Soon. Coming soon.
All right.
Duolingo. Oh, we're going to be reviewing the Duolingo music
No,
courses.
we're
Yeah,
not.
we have to.
Okay, I think we're gonna end things here with our video, our discussion. I've got some last things to say. First of all, obviously, I want to give a huge shout out to my team here at the Beatstar server, the ranking server. I'm going to give you all an individual shout out because I love you all. First of all, my co-star, my great friend, Infiniteboi. Thank you for everything you've done with this channel. You've been fantastic for these like 4 years that I've known you. You've been such a good friend, such a good help, and I owe you a lot. So thank you. Craft, you've also been amazing. Everyone in this whole VC has been amazing. Obviously, a lot of people couldn't be here today. I'll list them off. We got Bruz, Cashtan, Hitgamer, Barney, Boy, Dylan, Jeffro, Pedro, Cody, Science Man, Toasty Yeeter, and the Chillest Relaxer. They're all the people that have stuck around. I'm sure there are a few other members of the ranking team that are no longer around, but everybody who's been a part of this whole project has been fantastic. They've helped me keep my love for Beatstar for as long as it was, as well as keep my channel going as long as it did. So yeah, I love all of you in this project, this team. You've all been fantastic, and yeah, I'm glad I could give you all this opportunity and help you out in all the ways that you've mentioned. It's really great to hear that I've given you all this opportunity and whatnot. Of course, I need to give my biggest thanks to Beatstar itself, the developers of Beatstar. I mean, for as much as we've criticized you and whatnot, at the end of the day, you've made a really good game that we've all loved. We wouldn't still be here talking about Beatstar right now if we didn't get some connection to Beatstar. Obviously, you've given me this opportunity to run this YouTube channel and to see such growth and to build this community. It means so much to me that I've had this opportunity. I never expected to achieve this kind of thing. I've been making YouTube videos since I was 9 years old. Nothing's gone anywhere until I made this channel. So it's been a crazy experience, to say the least. Very, very overwhelming at times as well. but yeah, you've made a great community. I've had some amazing times playing Beatstar. It is such a shame to see it go, of course. Even though I don't play it anymore, it's still like, it feels like a part of me is now being lost, because a lot of my childhood has been dedicated to Beatstar, and I'm always going to cherish that part of my childhood. I think that this is probably going to be the last thing that goes on the Beatstar Player 180 channel. Maybe something else will pop up in the future that I will utilize this channel for. But honestly, seeing as nothing has happened so far, it's not looking very likely. And as I get busier and busier as time goes on, the less opportunity there is for that to happen. So it's looking like this is probably going to be it. But to all of my viewers that have stuck around, thank you so, so much. Your support has meant the world to me, of course. I hope that there is something for this channel in the future. I really do hope that there is. But if this is really it, then once again, thank you so much. I love you all. It's been a pleasure running this channel, and it's probably an experience, an achievement that is not going to be something that I am able to replicate. So yeah, every single one of you has made this an incredible journey, and thanks again. Goodbye. Beatstar Player 180 / Paul, signing out for the last time.